Blue Hothouse, and I was raised in a Van Holler, and that's Adair County.
What was your mom and dad's name?
John Hothouse and Jenny Hothouse.
And
Her given name was Van. There were just two of us really raised up. You know, the other kids, one of them died like 2 weeks old because of our home wasn't like they are now. You know, it was just an old sawmill lumber, and they had cracks in it, probably a half-inch wide. Wind just blew in, and floor was the same way. You could see the chickens and stuff running under the floor. The cracks were so wide. Sometimes we get possum, everything in at nighttime. Coon would come crawl through there. They'd be in the house next morning. Our homes, they was cold. I remember times, sis, let me tell you, I don't know, a bucket of water, drinking water. Morning it would be froze, hanging inside of our house. But it was something, you know, we enjoyed back then because if we had what we got now, we wouldn't enjoy what we lived in because we thought that was the way of life, you know, and it was to us, you know, because we was raised up in the raised garden. We didn't raise 4 or 5 rows of garden. I said they raised like an acre or acre and a half of garden. That was to feed us all year long. We learned how to work that stuff when we was just little kids, either pulling weeds with mom, dad, out there in the garden. That was the way, and we didn't have no, they plowed it with horses. We picked strawberry, we picked beans. We had a great time, we played, and that, the kids today, they don't know what playing is. We played outside, we climbed trees, we done everything, you know, even hunted when we were small, you know. This was the exciting thing to us because we didn't have a gun to shoot, you know, squirrel, rabbit. We did it with hand, rocks. We knocked squirrels out of the trees because that's the thing, that was our life, you know. We didn't have no town to go to. We didn't have any grocery store to run to. Closest one was about 3 miles from us. You had to walk. We didn't even have toys. We didn't know what toys was. We made toys out of rocks. Our cars was rocks. Fish and stuff, you know, we didn't even have no rod and reels. I watched my grandpa. He'd take horse mane, horsetail, make fish line out of it. I would hold it while he plaited that all the way through. And that was his fish line. You could catch 100-pound fish with that. It never broke. Wild onion, we hunted wild onion, poke salad, blackberries, and you know, huckleberries and stuff. We gathered that. We walked 4 or 5 miles to go get huckleberries. I know people has heard about Pretty Boy Floyd. He used to be a bank robber. Mom and my uncle, they went huckleberry hunting. They was coming home, and Pretty Boy Floyd stopped and asked Mama, because she couldn't hardly talk English, you know, he wanted to buy that 1-gallon huckleberry. They had picked 6-gallon huckleberry that day. Pretty Boy Floyd said, "Can I buy one of them?" And Mom, like I said, she could understand, but she could, no, food, you know, that's all she could say. And he opened the big briefcase full of money and said, "Here, I want to buy 1 gallon." She wouldn't sell him that 1-gallon huckleberry, the whole briefcase of money, because that food was more important for her family. You see this blacktop out here front, that was all gravel road. The Highway 59 that you come off when I was a little boy, that was all gravel. I was gonna go to the store, get us something. We all barefooted. Nobody hardly wore any shoes back then. They had just blacktopped that highway, and it was during the summer hot. We was really tickled. We're gonna walk on smooth ground now, you know. We got on it, it was like fire. It was so hot because it was blacktop, you know. A lot of the time there would be 4, 5, 6 family would come every weekend. They would stay, and all the kids, us kids, we played and run, done things. And like I said, we've climbed trees, and they've even cut trees down on me while I was on one of the trees, you know. If I climb up there, they'd take chopping axe and cut it down. And that was fun to us, you know. And the tree would fall, because when it was falling, we had to go on top of it, learn how that we wouldn't be under the tree when it fell to the ground. We'd take a tree, pretty good sized tree, and a bunch of us kids, we'd get on that tree, every one of us, we'd bend it all the way to the ground, and then one person would hang on that tree, and we'd turn that tree loose, and that tree would bounce them all the way up. You better hold on, because you didn't hold on, you'd landed somewhere else, you know. We never, if we got hurt, we didn't go nowhere, you know. We didn't run nowhere, doctor, nothing. It just got well. When it was bleeding, we'd take that fine dust and put it on our hand when we was little. See, we was taught tobacco is our medicine. It wasn't really to smoke. Only time I saw Dad and Mom is in the morning, they smoked the pipe. And nighttime, before they went to bed, they smoked the pipe. It wasn't something they smoked all day long. A lot of time, tobacco. Like if we got snake bite, Mama would take her snuff sometime and just wrap that snuff around our foot, and it got all right. Even the bee stung. And that's what they did. They'd take that tobacco and put it on there and wrap it up, and it'd be gone. Wouldn't even hardly swell up. You see those acorns right there? The big acorns, a lot of time if I was hunting, if I run out of energy, I'd eat some of them acorns. They gave me energy. Just like what we call the loniga, a yellow tree, what we say in the Cherokee word, and it's a medicine. We'd get out there and we'd cut limbs off of it, sticks off of it, because if we didn't feel good, we just chew them, and we'd swallow the juice, and that cured us, whatever was taking place. When you go to the funeral, those death spirit gets on you. That's what the old Indians say. And how to get them off is take that cedar tree, we'd build a fire with that cedar and that smoke to get that death sense off. I learned to have responsibility of my own life, you know, when I was just a kid. I know Dad and Mom, like I tell them, I said, if I didn't do something, Mama said, if you don't go do this now, I'm going to break your plate. That means I wasn't going to get to eat. And Daddy says, you better go gather up that wood and bring it into the house for wintertime. Said, I'll cut the end of your table off. That means I don't have a place to eat. What we was taught back then, it's still, to me, I wish we could go back to those days.